Only me, guys. Thought I'd do a little video. Just gonna put my phone down, so I am here. Um, just rolling one up. You can look at me nice England cross. How about that? Or maybe all you foreigners might not want to look at it, but nah. Like I've said before, everybody's welcome here. I hope everybody's having a good day anyway. I've just had a nice bath and a nice shave. Got a nice shirt on. In fact, it's quite a sunny day in Kent. I think the temperatures tomorrow are supposed to be 28. So we're going to get warm again. But it's not supposed to hang around, apparently. I've basically got my sheets in the machine. Going to try and get some washing dry. I might crack on with a bit of painting as well while it heats up. Obviously I've got my window cleaning things to get on with as well. I'll show you all my kit later, a proper look at it. Invested quite a bit of money into it all, and all the stationery and everything. Yeah. Anyway, I'll just crack along with this. I might test my window cleaning pole out this afternoon. Also, I've got to design like a business card and a flyer. It's going to be quite interesting, but to be honest, I think you can download apps that do it all for you, that have all the templates and that, but obviously I'd like to put my own bit in there as well. Also, I'm thinking about expanding it, because I was thinking, I'm just doing the windows, you know what I mean, when I've got so many skills to do other stuff. So I've looked at what the law says about electronic work and that, and yeah, you're allowed to put extra light sockets in, plug socket, you know what I mean, plug sockets, lights. All you're not allowed to do is the normal bod, unqualified like kind of thing. What you're allowed to do at home, you're allowed to do basically everything apart from mess with the main box. You can't mess with the fuse box or any of the power coming in or anything like that, because obviously, and there's certain things you can't put on there. Obviously, you can't mess with it water or come off of that main, because the ampage is going to be different. Like if you used to wire a light into the immersion or a cooker point, especially a cooker, because I think they have up to 30 amps. Your light needs a pathetic amount of amps, so you just fry the cables, man. It'd just be putting the wrong load down it. And they're all what's called RCD protected, or they should be now. Modern fuse boxes, whatever we're calling them. A modern box hasn't got a fuse in it, it's just a trip box. But yeah, you've got RCD trips, which basically are very, very sensitive. And what they do, they monitor the lines, not for your safety, for the power safety. And what it does, it monitors everything, the RCDs. You've probably got them in your box, but this is what they are. You'd have your main lot of switches, like lights, this, that, and the other, and then you'll have RCD switches. And what that is, it monitors all them switches. It monitors them all, and any slight discrepancy in anything, any power going up the wrong channel, any slight change, boom, it just flick it out. And what that also is good for, but I wouldn't count my chickens, but apparently if you get electrocuted, that'll pick up that you've got the fucking load coming at you before it actually gets to you and trip out. But I wouldn't want to test that, wouldn't want to test that out, would you? But well, I could test it out using my meter, to see whether that works or not, but I wouldn't want to do that. But yeah. In fact, UK Electric now, if you put your meter on the plug hole, it don't come up at 2. Well, they were saying that mine comes up at 240 on some, 230 on some. It's actually now 230 volts, even though a lot of things are still marked 240. But they give it or take 10% either side. Oh yeah, anyway, bit of a geeky chat there, wasn't it? Anyway, yeah, I'm thinking about offering other services. Maybe painting. Pretty good at painting and decorating. Exterior painting, do you know what I mean? People's houses, the outside. I was thinking about gardening, but to be honest, you just get bogged down with that, wouldn't you? All the windows, do you know what I mean? Or maybe I'll start on the windows and then get to know the customers and see whatever, like an odd job man, do you know what I'm saying? I don't know, but I've got all the tools. See, when my dad was an engineer, he left me all these tools. I've got more tools. I've got my dad's tools, my granddad's tools, my fucking great granddad's tools. I may as well be an engineer myself, and I'm a fucking handyman. Like washing machines, things like that I can fix. Easy. My dad taught me all that. TVs I can fix, or at least look at. Computers I can fix. Radios. Amps. I've got to sit down, guys, and have a good old think about what exactly I want to. Or maybe I'll start off with the windows and then just add to that as I go along. But it would broaden the field, wouldn't it, if I added things on there, such as windows and painting. Because then you might see someone who didn't want their windows done, but wanted their painting done, or vice versa. Or you might get someone that wants their windows painted and then cleaned. And then you're laughing, aren't you? And you've hit the jackpot with that punter. But see how it goes, guys. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, like normal, I'm looking for something. Always looking for something, me, ain't I? I'm looking for my grinder, guys. I don't mean that app either. My weed grinder. I can't find it, so what I'm going to have to do is just crush it up with my hands. Luckily, it's quite dry. Got about a zillion phone calls to make in a minute. About 11, I think I've got on my whiteboard. Jobs calls for today, 11. Thing is though, you call the DWP and like you're on the phone for half hour, do you know what I mean? Listening to music. Just to ask a simple question. I've also got to ring the doctor, I've got to ring electric EDF. NHS England, the advocacy people, social services, housing ombudsman, Citizens Advice Bureau. The list is endless. I'm going to sit there in a minute and just do them all. But to be honest, I might not start at DWP, I might start at number numbers, because then you'll get a few off the list. If you start with a DWP, you know what I mean, you'll be there an hour later still. Which is just ridiculous, really. But it's a state of affairs, guys, at the moment. I couldn't get any milk this morning. Our new shop obviously has later deliveries. Couldn't get any milk for my coffee. So we're on the black coffee at the minute. I only bought 2 energy drinks. So I've drunk them. I'm going to have a little wander in a minute back down there. Might even do a little video of the village for you. Show you this little place I live in. Man, got dairies everywhere around here, and I'm searching for milk. Got dairy just to that side of us and that side. So dairies everywhere. It's all just farms around here, guys. hop fields, apple orchards, strawberry fields, all that kind of stuff. Seen the Darling Buds of May and all that. It's just like that. Yeah. This is where all the hop pickers from London used to come on holiday back in the day. Dad's told me all the stories. I'll have to share them one night for all you Londoners out there. To get away from like London, what they used to do is like have a working holiday. They used to treat it as an holiday as well. They used to bring all the kids up to Kent. The farm used to provide like little huts and that for them. Yeah, mingle with all the Kent people and have fun. I'll tell you a funny story as well. I'll do a separate video on that about the Londoners. It's quite funny. Yeah. The London hop pickers, eh? Probably still goes on today on a smaller scale. It's sad, really, that the farming industry and that I grew up with, and the fruit farming and that. I grew up, and you know what I mean. My mum took me up the farm, and you know what I mean. I ran around the farm with all the other kids, playing on the tractors. There was no health and safety. You know what I mean. Was it common sense? Yeah, I think it was. I think we had more common sense. We didn't. I mean, you knew not to run out in front of a fucking tractor that was picking up a fucking load of apples. I mean, you knew not to do that. But obviously, it's a lot different today. But yeah, back in my day, all the mothers would be out there with all the kids playing, and it was good money. Fond memories going up the farm with my mother. It was real like family feel about the whole place. You know what I mean? At the farm. Obviously, obviously my dad knew the farmer who knew my granddad, and his dad knew my great granddad. I mean, it's very tight knit community when I grew up. Do you know what I mean? I got the biggest family in the village. So I got shitloads of uncles and aunts. When I was a kid, that's where you hang about with your cousins, your aunts, your uncle. You know what I mean? That's where you're floating around the pub. But obviously things have changed. I don't think kids today know who their fucking cousins are. Do you know what I mean? But back in my day, it was all different. Weren't no internet or nothing like that. You used to come in from school, get straight back out on your push bike or with your football, do you know what I mean? Or whatever. Go down the woods and fuck about, light a bonfire and climb a tree or something. You know what I mean? We had plenty of what they call pyromaniacs, the ones that light fires. We had a few of them in the village. I won't name any names. We've lit a few fires over the years. But I can't say I did. Oh, well, I lit a few fires, but I never set the whole fucking field alight or did, you know what I mean? I kept it under control. We used to carry knives. We used to carry knives and play splitsies. Give me a thumbs up if you know what I'm on about with a knife and the splitsies. But to be honest, no one batted an eyelid. We weren't running around stabbing other kids. We was playing splitsies. I mean, it was a whole different... people were conceived different. People were perceived differently, weren't they then? But yeah, you used to get a good... You used to think you've had a result if you got a nice... You know what I mean? Your dad would buy you a nice penknife for Christmas. That's the way I grew up. And my dad grew up the same. You take it fishing. Do you know what I mean? It weren't for stabbing anyone. It was for like fishing and you're living in the countryside, for fuck's sake. Do you know what I mean? Go out my door, it's just countryside. Crazy. Anyway, guys. Got no energy drink left. Got shitloads of washing to do. more whites. I've got loads of washing to do, at least another 2 loads. Might just string myself another washing line up out there in my jungle of a garden. Anyway, go sit down. Got a nice picture of my mum here, look, and Cliff Richard. I'm going to put on the wall. (1958) that one. But my mum and the girls were actually famous before Cliff. My mum was on about 4 or 5 different TV shows every week back in the 50s. In my comfy chair, let's put the old radio on. See if I can pick. Couldn't pick anything up earlier. Got a little clock radio down here, but I'm going to put the TV up this afternoon. But I've got to drill some holes in the wall. I'm going to put the bracket up and have it on the wall. But I've got my little trusty clock radio. I was getting a lot of interference earlier.
West Ham are at the centre of a few transfer stories. £30 million fees been agreed. Could be leaving the London Stadium, with Manchester City said to be interested. There's plenty more.
Well, anyway, guys, whatever you're doing, be lucky, and I'll be back shortly. I'm going to do another video in a minute, show you me window cleaning stuff.